Hi, I'm so happy you've come back to share more story with me. um, let's see. So we're on to chapter 4, and right before this one, oh yeah. So Hannah had gone to visit Clark and Diana, who were looking for their lost kitty Bruce. And then Bruce came and said, "You need to get out of here and go back because you told Lion Kitty you'd just be gone a second." In kitty words, he said that. So, chapter 4, The Shrieking Wood. Hannah's wishing stone poked her thigh as she crawled back into her bower, this time with Lion Kitty's permission. "I forgot to add it to my pattern," she told him. Awkwardly, she wrestled it from her pocket. She found her flashlight and flipped it back on. Then, settling onto her stump chair, she checked her PB and honey for ants, then scooped it up, the last rich, crunchy bits with chocolate chips. Yum! Hannah held the stone up to the light of her flashlight. The quartz glowed like something magical with swirls of green. "I'll add you to the wave," she decided. She turned the flashlight to the floor of her bower. She had built it one stone at a time, trying to copy a picture she'd seen of a pebble mosaic in Greece with ocean waves on the edges and diamonds in the middle. She was nearly half done, or at least she had been. Someone had pulled up every last pebble and had started building a picture of their own. A tear splashed on Hannah's cheek. All of her work, all of her months and months of work. It wasn't bad enough that someone had invaded her secret place. Oh no, they had to destroy her pebble picture too. No, no, no! She clawed at the ground, ripping her wishing stones, digging them from the damp soil between sniffles. "Why would you do this? This isn't yours. I hate you!" She piled the small stones between her feet as she grabbed more and more bits of quartz and jasper and obsidian, and even just plain orbs of river rock that had once felt so comforting in her hand. Around her, her brambles shook. With each rock that she took back, their shaking became more violent, just like her anger. Once she had raked up every rock she could find, she reached behind herself and ripped away the bundles of poppies and threw them out. Lion Kitty ducked to one side. Abruptly, the shaking stopped. Hannah froze. Outside, she heard the thunder crack. Lightning flashed, lighting up the spaces that the flashlights couldn't fill. He was staring at her. She stared back, frozen. He hunched about 10 feet away on the other side of the brambles, peering at her through the crisscross of vines. She knew his face, long, bony, with a ratty beard and crazy eyes. She'd seen him before in the Harewood, watched him silently from her hiding place. He had never seen her. He saw her now. He grinned, his teeth crooked and yellow against his too large blue bathrobe. "So that's where you've been hiding, little girl, our little Dolacilla. Did you dream well with the stone you stole from me, little Dolacilla?" The wishing stones in Hannah's hand suddenly grew warm in her muddy palms. That blue bathrobe man cocked his head to the side. "Have you forgotten, Dolacilla?" Clang, 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 the sword against the golden gate, the treasure waits within. One treasure brings one heart true love, one treasure brings the world to end. Clang, 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 the sword against the sword. The guide waits within. The mother brings the marmot peace, the father brings the eagle war. Clang, 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 the arrow against the shield, the hero waits within. The eye of night brings tired heart peace. The warrior brings red poppy dreams. Clang, 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 the sword against the stone. The traitor waits within. The king brings greed's final betrayal. The prince brings pride's final blow. Clang, 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 the trumpet against the bone. The promise waits within. The queen brings one eternal hope. The fanes will rise once more. With each part of his rhyme, Blue Bathrobe Man's voice grew wilder. The storm wind whipped his greasy hair and thrashed the tree branches until they creaked. Hannah clutched her art bag to her chest. Then she realized the creaking sound she heard wasn't creaking after all. Blue Bathrobe Man realized this too and looked up. Hannah recognized the shriek of angry squirrels. The Harewood filled with squirrel voices so loud, so shrill, she had to cover her ears. Blue Bathrobe Man ducked away from the sound and disappeared from her view. Hannah didn't hesitate. Grabbing her art bag, she burst out of her bower and ran. Lion Kitty was gone. She saw Cam and Mom on the back porch calling for her. She ran to her mother and grabbed her arm. "Oh my creeping caterpillars, Hannah, what happened to you?" her mother yelled over the screams of the squirrels. Hannah pulled on her mother's arm and grabbed her brother. "There's a bad guy in the woods! Come on, come on!" She dragged them into the house and slammed the door behind them. So, that is the end of chapter 4. A little bit more wild than some of our other chapters with our spooky, mysterious invader. But I hope you had an exciting visit to Hannah and Cameron's little backyard. And hopefully sometime very shortly we can get together again and do chapter 5 together. So until then, have super exciting, wonderful adventures, and maybe try doing some drawings or stories of your own. And you could share them with me if you want. My email address is on my website, and I would love to see your work. Anyway, I will see you again for we are up to chapter 5 very soon. Bye-bye.